All right, everyone. Welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for June 29th through the 1st of July, 2018. All right, so this weekend on Friday, we still have the moon in Sagittarius, which was the location of the full moon. So still a great time for a bit of that, maybe inspiration, spirit for life, maybe adventurous spirit. These types of things likely still the backdrop. And once we get into Saturday, the moon is going to shift into Capricorn. So probably more on the grounded energies of discipline, maybe healthy detachment, these types of themes. And Mercury is going to be squaring up to Uranus on Saturday. So maybe a bit of wanting to break free, maybe a restless mind perhaps. So finding the constructive way of implementing the freedom we want in healthy ways. And then once we get into Sunday, the moon's still in Capricorn, giving us still that discipline energy as well. So let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this weekend. Friday, moon in Sagittarius. Saturday, Capricorn, and Sunday in Capricorn. Now, this channel does use the actual size of the constellations, so if you do notice the signs are different, for example, the full moon in Sag, do check the link down below for more information. We're using what's called true sidereal astrology. All right, so let's break it down. First for Friday, the moon in Sagittarius, again, the location of the full moon. We're still very much in the full moon energy at this time. So still good to be doing the status check generally, particularly in the context of where we can really change our perspective of things. That's what Sagittarius is about, the power of perspective, the power of how we view things, right? And because of that, tapping into a bit of our sense of maybe inspiration, seeing more of what inspires us and cultivating a bit of that inner flame, what drives us, and a bit of that adventurous spirit as well. So really good day for these things. You'll probably notice a theme pertaining to it. The moon is going to go over Pluto, so there could be some empowerment with this, maybe changing those perspectives, maybe doing things that empower us to cultivate more of our inspiration, more of that spirit for life, these types of themes, and really good to cultivate it with that energy on Friday. So looking at the aspects here, as you can see, most of the aspects are concentrated on Saturday. And it's really one aspect here. Mercury is going to be squaring up to Uranus and trining up to Chiron. And the moon will be activating that. So Mercury square Uranus can be a bit of erratic energy. We could feel a bit restless collectively, perhaps, wanting to make some changes. Just needing to kind of get this sense of change, sense of freedom, and wanting to mix things up, but doing so in healthy ways, because sometimes with the square, again, it can be a little bit impulsive, a bit erratic, like we're just wanting to break free. So finding the constructive way of doing that, it could be wanting a bit of change in the routine, maybe changing again our perspective. Mercury is very much about our practical perspective on things. Seeing things differently is a very constructive way of doing that. And with Mercury in Cancer, I think right now it's excellent to be really connecting to, our emotions, our feelings, our soul, going to our soul for our inner guidance, this type of stuff, right? Thinking on these terms. And Uranus is actually making his way into Aries. He's about to go retrograde, but he's going to get quite close to Aries before he does. So this type of thing is we're probably wanting to take some action with Aries, right? Maybe make some, again, changes with, what we want, pursuing things, our needs, this type of stuff. So listening to that, right? Squares to Uranus is about listening to that higher self that wants the freedom. But then, of course, like I said, doing so constructively with intention. Squares are about setting the intention to do things consciously with that balanced approach. And a lot of this could be quite healthy in the sense of healing, more than likely. Mercury trining up to Chiron. Maybe feeling a little bit rejuvenated, actually, with our mind, with the communication, even though there's a bit of that, again, erratic energy or unexpected energy, maybe with the routine, but still, it can be healing, rejuvenating with the trine to Chiron. All right, so that's kind of the overall weekend energy. It will be concentrated on that Saturday. So we'll probably notice it increasing mid-weekend and then sort of receding after that. So on those 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, the moon will be in Capricorn. So the likely backdrop of that will be about taking the detached and responsible approach to things. Probably feeling this way with the moon, and we could notice themes with it as well. And this has been the location of Mars, who's recently gone retrograde. So the moon will be activating Mars on Saturday. And so a good time to continue to reflect on what are our desires, what are our needs, where do we want to put our energy. We're kind of reflecting on this stuff over the next couple months, and that could get activated again on Saturday. All right. And then Sunday, no major aspects, some minor things. The moon will be opposite up to Venus and square to Jupiter. So nothing major, but maybe just doing a bit of status check maybe with relationships or our values, and finding that way of sort of bringing in a bit of cooperation in our relationships, a bit of reciprocity, and again, maybe just gaining some insight about what we value in our life. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. I think most important thing is this Mercury squaring up to Uranus. Maybe a bit of wanting to make some changes, wanting some freedom with the mind. Maybe a bit of that with the routine as well. So doing so constructively by listening to the higher self, listening to that side that wants freedom, and maybe making some changes in a way that's constructive, right? And with the sun in Gemini, it's actually a really good time for practical energy, right? It's already a good time for learning, sharing, exchanging. And so this is the source of life force. So really good for this with the sun in Gemini at this time. All right. So a fantastic weekend, everyone. Thank you for watching. And I will see you all on Sunday for the daily forecast. Take care.